What's going on? What's going on, everybody out there? This is still your boy, the Surreal Wonder, and what you may not have known about your boy, the Surreal Wonder, is he is a big NFL Titans fan. Tennessee Titans. Ever since my boy Steve McNair, God rest his soul, came 1 yard short in that game, I became a Titans fan in that game. I've never seen anybody put so much heart and so much soul into one drive. That was Steve McNair. And I was like around 18 years old. It's time for me to choose a team. But anyway, here's why I'm doing the vid. This is the year 2012, and the AFC South is a very shaky division, and the AFC is a very shaky division in general. And here's why the Titans are going to win the AFC in total. Now let's just break it down for the AFC South. Let's go to the quarterbacks. You have Matt Schaub, you have Blaine Chuck and Duck Gabbert, and you have Andrew Luck. Now, Andrew Luck does not have a real good cast around him. He has the old White Freeney, he has the old Mathis, and no real corners to speak of. Matter of fact, they just acquired that guy Vontae Davis from Miami. So that gives them one corner. Who are the other corners and who are the other guys in the secondary? I watch NFL all the time, and I can't really tell you that. That means that they're weak as fuck. And so are the linemen, except for that guy, Pat Angerer. So you have a lineman, you have a couple of old defensive ends, and then you have one good guy in the backfield. That's not a very good defense, especially when you're trying to stop Chris Johnson, who has run for 2,000 yards, he's going to be 27 years old this year, and he's guaranteed to have a bounce-back season from the last season that he had, because he actually is competing in training camp as opposed to all the other years, and he has something to prove. He has a chip on his shoulder. He still believes that he is the best running back in the whole league, and God damn it, I believe him. I don't know why, but I do. We have Kenny Britt coming back, although his knee is a little wonky. Both of them had surgery. But he's such a dynamic and explosive force on the football field. If he came back to half of what he was with the roster that we have, we're more than good money, and here's why. Can anybody name me another NFL team that had, in the 2011 season, that has 4 wide receivers with 50 receptions or more? Go ahead. I wish you was here so you can answer. Since I only have a mic, it's rhetorical. Please type in your responses. There aren't many. There's probably Green Bay, and I can't even give it to Atlanta. I can probably give it to New Orleans, and I can probably give it to the Pats. But that is our competition. Damian Williams, Lavelle Hawkins, Jared Cook, and one more, Nate Washington. 50 receptions and greater off the strength of Matt Hasselbeck. Yeah, I know he's not going to be starting this year, but shit, Jake Locker is a runner and a thrower. And if he could just do half of what Hasselbeck did, we're in more than good money, because this is the same team that has gone to the playoffs with Vince Young throwing for us. You know, Vince Young, I'll run first and then I think about throwing Vince Young. He could run like a motherfucker, but he was not a thrower. We actually have a capacity to throw and make explosive plays. Now we have Jake Locker in this cast and this dynamic cast around him. But wait a minute, we got another guy. That boy, Kendall Wright, top draft pick, coming off a season where he just had 100 receptions and great off of that boy RG3 the third. You think he's not going to transition some of those skills to NFL? Obviously he is, because you've been watching preseason just like me, my NFL fans. So that's our offense. I'm not going to talk about our offensive line that does not allow sacks. As a matter of fact, how about you Google and test me? What other offensive line in the NFL produces less sacks than the Titans and has more rush yards than the Titans? Matt Hasselbeck was sacked 19 times last year. The year before that, I believe it was Vince Young, who got sacked like 16 times. You could check these things, man. Our O-line is great. It is greater than grace. It's a beast wandering the forest looking for a little man to devour. That's our O-line. But wait, our young defense. What is that guy's name? We have Akeem Ayers. We have Pro Bowl back there, safety Michael Griffin. We also got the other safety that's sweet. I'll come back to him. We have Devin McCourty, who has a twin brother in the Pro Bowl. And fuck it, if you're a twin, You don't have the same abilities as your twin, so it's like, well, they're in my mind. The skills don't really differ that much. They're just in a different system. So I believe that his brother just has a little bit more time to shine in the New England defense and than his brother, than Devin McCourty. So we have Devin McCourty, and I give him props to that. And we also our corner is yet to be named, but we have a whole lot of talented corners. Alderon Werner is probably going to be the front runner because his rookie season he had like 100 tackles and greater, or around 100 tackles and greater. I like to exaggerate because, you know, sports is a thing where you can check the brother's stats. And please check my stats. That's probably going to be Alderon Werner. And we have that boy Carl Klug, and there's this other young guy that had 7 sacks. And he was only like a part-time D lineman. So that's our defense. Now that's us. Now, who else are we contending with? I've named Indy with their little weak, wobberific defense, and their offense is none to be named. You have Austin Concussion Collie, who's going to get his head knocked off in the first game again. Like, he gets his head knocked off in every game, so he's like a non-factor. And you have Reggie Wayne. He's going to be aging, and it's not like Peyton Manning is going to be throwing him the ball. We saw what Reggie Wayne did when a lesser QB was throwing him the ball in Curtis Painter last year. Andrew Luck is no Curtis Painter. He's going to do a little better, but shoot, 1,000 yards from Reggie Wayne this year ain't going to take you to the playoffs, my brother. They ain't going to take you to the playoffs. And Kobe Fleener ain't going to help too much either. Yeah, you played with him in college. I want to see how that transition. He's going to be good, but I don't know if they're going to be playoff good. I mean, let's be real here. This is the Indianapolis Colts and the Andrew Luck dynasty, and it just started. And how many rookies besides Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco just come out the gate and take their team to the playoffs? Oh yeah, and Mark Sanchez. There was a whole lot of rookies that was drafted. Those are 3 examples. The league is great in those 3 examples, man. They have a track history of fucking up their first year and then shining their second year. Well, this is our year. He's going to fuck up. And blame Chuck and Duck Gabbert with Laurent Robinson and Justin Blackman. Hey, man, that's not going to save his ass either, because you ain't got no MJD, and MJD gave you 5'11", running for damn near 1,700 fucking yards. Them cats suck. Literally, them Jags, them cats suck. Who's on their defense? I don't know. Watch football every day. I don't know who's on their defense. I know that they're in my division, and they ain't got no damn defense. And the Texans. That is why that saved them for last. You see, they do have the number of 2 ranked defense, and they have the great 2-headed monster, as in like Arian Foster and Andre Johnson's back, and you have that good tight end. I forgot his darn name, but he's a Pro Bowler, Owen Daniels. And you also have the other tight end that's pretty good, and then you have Matt Schaub. Now, hopefully, you know, I'm just speaking from a tight perspective, you know, hopefully, matter of fact, man, I hope track record says Matt Schaub is going to be on his ass by week 7 with a broken neck bone or a cracked clavicle or twisted ankle. Something's going to be wrong with his frame. He's going to be out of the game. It's going to be great for the Titans. Hopefully that work out, because statistically, it's looking like a Texans division. But shit, we took a 1-1 last year, and we have the parts coming together this year more than we did last year. And Texas likes to trade away all their good parts. Like, they trade away more of their line. They traded away Brendan Carr. They traded away their middle linebacker. And how much parts can you trade away? It's like Jenga. It's like Jenga. You know what I mean? You're gonna pull apart right there, and then the tower starts to wobble, and you pull a little block from right there, and then it starts to wobble some more. You keep pulling the goddamn parts, because this is the second year they've done traded a more piece of their O-line. It's gonna fall this year. At least that's what I'm hoping. Now let's expand this to the AFC. Now, who's to speak of in the AFC that can even come close to contention? Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. They're the division leaders. Well, we're going to find out what's good in a couple of days, ain't we? Because Titans play the New England division. As a matter of fact, play New England in the first game, and we're going to show you what explosive offense is about. There's somebody to be worried about. And then you have Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Pittsburgh, they have an aging defense, and I don't know what's good with their running situation. And they're another one of those Jenga teams. Like, yo, you keep on. These people they're not being traded away. They're just being hurt. You're like DeCastro was hurt from your O-line. It's not like the Steelers had the best O-line in the league anyway, because Ben looked like he running for his life. It's like looking at a white Jason Campbell sometime. I mean, I remember Jay Camp he used to hut the ball, and this motherfucker he'd be looking at a D lineman uncontested, chasing his ass, in a half of Mississippi, and he had to scramble and make 3,500 yards. Hey, shout out to Jake Camp. But anyway, Ben Roethlisberger, he was always behind a shaky, O-line. That's why he always got to play hurt now. How much more? We saw, matter of fact, let me rephrase that. This guy, matter of fact, this whole team has been looking worse every year for the last 2 years. Now, 2 years ago, I couldn't have this conversation where the Titans could overtake the Pittsburgh Steelers because they have a traditional history of whooping our asses, especially Troy Polamalu jumping the snap count. I never seen nothing like that. Just 1, 2, 3, and he's in there in the handoff. I mean, Jesus Christ. Only Troy Polamalu could do that, but Troy Polamalu ain't gonna save the damn defense because he's anchored. Troy Polamalu anchors that shit. So when he goes out, y'all ain't nothing. That leads me to believe that y'all ain't nothing and y'all a bunch of fucking nobodies. James Harrison is getting old and older, man. He looks like Father Time back there with the helmet on, and he's not gonna be producing what he used to produce. James Farrier and who else is on the line? Shit, I forget. Basically, defense is getting old. Run game is not really where it's supposed to be. They have a nice wide receiver tandem with Antonio Brown and Wes Welker. I don't know. I still believe the Titans can take them based on the information that I just presented because I believe that our defense to stop that offense because you can't just keep airing it out on us because we have a real strong secondary and motherfucker, you ain't gonna run on us because I like our linebackers and your running game is pretty darn weak. So who else is there? Chargers, maybe. I don't even know if they're gonna win their division. Carson Palmer looked great, but I can go on and on. Matter of fact, who else to speak of in the AFC? I don't believe in the Jets. Don't believe in the Bills. Don't believe in the Chiefs. Broncos with Peyton Manning. Yeah, they're a threat, and they might do some shit. But matter of fact, there ain't no buts. They might do some shit. You know what? I just gotta make this. I'll just make this video about why the Titans can take the AFC South. AFC, maybe. I don't know. Go Titans. Go Titans. Hit me off of your stats and responses, man. I love to get feedback from my fellow sports fans. And hope y'all guys enjoy the season like I will. Bless.